Let's talk anime. Hello and welcome to Brandon's Discuss Anime, a 15 plus Reckless Amoeba podcast. I am your host, Brandon Horvath, and with me are my co-hosts, Brandon Baillinger.
The last I checked, it's sometime in May. I need to go into a dungeon, and it looks very yellow right now. The joke is I've been playing Persona 4 a lot.
I was
That's a joke, folks.
I was like, there's a reference in there somewhere, and I'm not getting it at all.
I mean, all the Persona games have been color coded. I think, other than like 1 and 2.
You have been playing Persona 4 a lot lately.
It's a very good game. I'm very curious who's murdering people by throwing them inside TVs.
Also with us, Ryan Stokely.
Hey, that's me, Sleepy Boy.
First it was a sleepy cat, now he's a sleepy Gumby.
Yeah, I'm a Sleepy Gumby. That's that's my name in the rest of Discord. It's just Gumby.
Gumby, where's your horse?
Pokey, he's chilling.
I couldn't even remember the fucking horse's name.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we should watch the Gumby movie one of these times.
I think I've only seen like 3 episodes of Gumby in my entire life.
Yeah, the movie's actually not too bad.
Come on, if we're gonna do that, let's bring in web series like Mr. Bill.
Web series? Nah, man, these are classics. I don't know when the Gumby movie came out, but
Actually, that'd be cool to do at some point, is to bring in like web series, because I can think of 2, including Mr. Bill. Off the top of my head, that'd be fun to look into.
Maybe. So it seems that Super Nintendo World really is just 100% Mario.
oh, what?
Yeah,
That's just disappointing.
I have no idea if they have plans to add Donkey Kong, Kirby, probably not Pokemon, since
I'm kind of shocked Donkey Kong isn't in there, considering Mario's first game was in the Donkey Kong series.
Right. I was looking at it 2 or 3 weeks ago when it first opened up, and all like the food you can get there. It seems to be standard theme park food. They have like a mushroom soup with a bread bowl top that resembles a power-up mushroom.
Wait, I forget. When did we talk? We talked about this a little bit when we were like thinking of ways to make this interesting, didn't we? I forget what that was for. We didn't do a deep, yeah, we didn't do like a random musings on it, did we?
No. This was, I believe, on the last episode of Brandon's Discuss Anime, which was like a few weeks ago.
It's not been months yet.
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks ago when we did the last one, I think.
I mean, you know, real life decides to get in the way sometimes, and it says, fuck you, you're not doing fun things.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
I still say that there should be a nice mushroom or a question block that you jump into when you first get in, and you get a coupon for free food. Or, you know, maybe if you're lucky, a gift shop item.
There are question blocks set up that if you have the wristband, it will react to the wristband, and you will get some notification on your phone, whether it's a power-up, a key that you will need to complete the theme park.
No, I want free coupons for stuff.
Yeah, I do like that idea a lot more.
Like I said, when you first get into the park, that's where it's got to be, right there, right through the entry gate. That way you can only do it once. Heck, they can even make it, you know, nice and soft, so that way when you jump up and punch it, you know, and it spits out the ticket. That'd be great.
Oh, and did you hear what Hideaki Anno is doing now?
Remind me who he is?
Creator of Evangelion.
All right.
Besides
the new Ava stuff?
According to him, Ava has ended with 3.0 plus 1.0.
Hmm.
Remember how did Shin Godzilla a few years back?
I actually did not realize he was part of that.
Due out, supposedly, COVID may have gotten in the way, but due out later this year, Shin Ultraman.
Damn.
I
And
mean, is a
recently announced, due out 2023, also by Anno, Shin Kamen Rider. So
Oh shit.
he is resurrecting all these old, well, not resurrecting since they're still around, but revamping
Bringing them back. Yeah.
old franchises.
I mean, that's cool, but I'm still on the train. Like, mostly it's just because these are franchises that don't super interest me.
And on a semi related note, I know it was 2 or 3 days ago, but happy 50th anniversary to Kamen Rider.
Oh damn.
Here's a basket of fruit. Bring back
Not doing
Gaim.
food anymore.
It was fucking stupid, but bring a guy, fucking Kamen Rider Gaim 2. Fuck it, do it.
I believe the current one is about swords and books.
Swords and sorcery, got it.
Um, and I guess that's it for my opening discussion. You guys, anything going on with you?
Well, here's a heads up for people that are interested in gaming and shit. You got an old PS3 or a Vita or like the Vita TV or the PSP Go? Get your shit now. The online store is being shut down.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Oh no way.
Yeah, they're shutting it down, which means if there was PS3 only games that were only available on that online store, you're never getting them again without, jailbreaking and plundering the high seas.
Damn.
Like I plan on at least getting Persona 3 on the PS3 store because that thing, the only way to play that is either find the old PS2 game
Mm-hmm.
or download it on PS3. There is no other way to play that
Huh.
because they never made a physical PS3 version. So at the very least, I'm getting that. I might look around. I've heard about Tokyo Jungle being a good one that is only on the download options for that. But I'll have to take a look around. That stuff starts getting cut off, I think, on July 2nd. I forget which one specifically, and then I think the rest of it shuts down on August 27th of this year. But yeah, fucking, I guess if you want to preserve games and what they are for like historical purposes and cataloging what existed, yeah, this shutting down does not help that situation whatsoever. What else? As I said, I've been playing Persona 4 a lot. I've been enjoying it. What am I on? I'm just starting, I think, the second dungeon at this point. Fucking this. Okay, so the guy that's been abducted at this point, who now has a dungeon based on his inner self that he like hides, because that's where these dungeons come from. People get like dropped into this weird area. I know in Persona 5 they call it the metaverse. I'm not quite sure what it is here. I don't think it's been given a name at this point. But they get dropped in, and then like the repressed shit literally comes out and forms a dungeon, and like an extreme version of those repressed feelings comes out as that person, like as a shadow version of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first girl, it was like she'd repressed her feelings of feeling trapped within the family business essentially and not being able to do her own thing or be herself.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it's, man, I'm really gay. I am super unambiguously gay, but I'm a man, so I can't show that.
What?
Like, it's the dungeon, I haven't actually gotten into it yet, but you got a sneak peek of it at the start of this during like a cutscene, and it's like, oh, it's a men's bathhouse. Okay, and he's in nothing but a towel.
Sorry,
So-
I can't hear you. Got to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
Like, literally, it's, yeah, I'm just unambiguously gay. Like, it's very clear. I just hide it because I like to be Mr. Macho Biker Man delinquent.
So I've never really played the Persona series at all, but are the boss of the dungeon the creator of the dungeon undergoing some kind of mental mutation to become the boss or not?
No, it is the shadow. So the shadow version of the person that has like it is the extreme version of all their repressed like feelings and shit, right? That thing becomes the boss.
Oh.
And like generally it mutates from just being like a weirdly dressed and personality swapped version of this character. It ends up transforming because the person themselves, like the original, refuses to admit that that is part of themselves. They're in so much denial and they've repressed it so much that they don't want to acknowledge it exists.
Oh, okay.
And by not acknowledging it, it goes rampant, like it goes on a rampage and evolves into like the monster it is. And the end of that dungeon, when you beat it, it's the person finally accepting what that is inside of them. Now, obviously, the character doesn't go to the extreme that the shadow would, but it accepts that that is part of their personality, whether they
Okay.
like it or not. At least that's the case for Persona 4. Persona 5, it's tweaked slightly, where it's like in Persona 5, it's more the shadow is the internal outlook of what you think you are. For instance, the first boss in Persona 5 is essentially like, I'm the fucking king of this school. No dirtbag's gonna do shit to me, and I can have all these fucking hot schoolgirls all the time.
Oh.
Like that's quite literally, without getting into the details and the nitty-gritty of it, that's essentially what your first boss in Persona 5 is. Because he believes that he himself is the ruler of the school, even though he's just the gym teacher.
Huh.
That's weird.
Hey, Persona 5 gets dark and fucked up. Not gonna lie, there is a suicide attempt in the first part of that game because of this fucker.
Anything going on with you, Ryan?
I just been like watching Godzilla movies,
Hmm.
like not the new ones, but going through and watching the old ones.
Oh man, was Godzuki in there?
I didn't watch that one yet, but I plan on it.
Are you
Oh my
going
god.
to watch the spin-off movies like the Mothra collection?
Yeah, yeah,
Gotta
I
go
do.
watch that Hanna-Barbera, TV special. Or series, I should say.
What was the turtle kaiju?
That was Gamera.
Yes. Are you going to eventually watch Gamera?
Yeah, I think Mothra was no. Who was the? I watched King Kong, Godzilla vs King Kong, which was like in what 1967.
It's old. That's all we need to know.
It's old as hell. No, 54.
It's older than hell.
Yeah,
Fuck,
something
what
like
did
that.
he be?
Yeah, I recommend watching them. I can't wait to see when he does like his little dance, his victory dance
Hmm.
that they started to make it more like family friendly.
Was that Godzilla or was that like Son of Godzilla?
That was Son of Godzilla when they first did that.
All right, that's what I thought. I thought I remembered that he was the one that did the stupid dance at least
But it
once.
wasn't it wasn't Son of Godzilla, it was Godzilla. He did like a victory dance. I forget who he fought. But yeah. It might have been the Mantis things, I forget.
Hmm.
I watched a
I wouldn't
review
know.
on it.
I like the monsters. I've never followed the plot in any Godzilla movie.
Yeah. I mean it's just like the whole I guess the whole thing is an allegory for the nukes.
Yeah. Usually it's something along those lines.
Like the first Godzilla isn't like there isn't like really any funny moments. It's supposed to be like an actual like horror movie, and then once it was like in the late '60s, early '70s is when they started making it like funny and stuff like that.
It's like Golden Age comics. I think it was Golden Age, where they get really stupid and goofy.
Mhm.
And then around like the late 90s, they tried to make Godzilla like a little bit darker with, I think, Final Wars.
Fucking don't even talk about Godzilla 2000. Let's just not.
Dude, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you'll love it when you get to the point that they bring that thing in and they could fight the real Godzilla and it gets destroyed in 5 seconds. They were so pissed at that movie and how shit it was. They refused to even call that thing Godzilla. They just called it Zilla.
Damn.
I'm not too sure if that one is Godzilla canon, but I know Toho, who makes the Godzilla movies,
Mhm.
they do consider the MonsterVerse trilogy, or yeah, the Godzilla MonsterVerse, they do consider that official Godzilla movies.
Oh, okay.
Since I think Toho gave the rights, or like their blessing, once they found out it's not going to be a shit movie.
Yeah.
I don't even think. I'm trying to remember for sure, but I don't even think that Godzilla 2000 movie had Godzilla using like his thermonuclear breath or whatever at all. I don't remember it. I remember being
Yeah.
a big shitty monster and smashing around through buildings.
Nope. The crappy 1998 movie is officially part of the franchise. It's not been discredited at all.
Yeah, but I mean, they've made a point of shitting on it in continuity, though.
Yeah.
It's not that they disowned it. I don't think they legally can, but they hate the fact that it exists.
Yeah. Just called Zilla.
Yep. And
Just
not long after, they had the real Godzilla to fucking annihilate it in 5 minutes.
It would be a good running joke if, whenever there's a Godzilla, like, multiverse, Zilla would always get smashed instantly. Like,
Oh, so it's just Kenny of this universe. Got it.
Yeah.
Keith's coming back, but it's Kenny. It dies every episode.
kind of like Spider-Verse, except Zillaverse.
Oh my god.
Godzilla Man entered the Zillaverse.
Just, you see a bunch of Zilla heads just on pikes. And it's like eventually making up a tally mark of how many times it died. Like even the one that's tipped over at an angle has a head on the spike.
Okay. Time to get into today's anime.
I love that idea. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Dark and stupid as it is, it's a great idea.
Okay, Orion. Hetalia. Access powers.
Nope. Oh.
It's just nope. It leaves the call. Done.
Alright.
I'm out.
What was it again?
Hetalia. Access
Hetalia.
powers. And this is just the first 2 seasons. This is like the main series is called Hetalia, but what we're doing and what most people refer to it as access powers. But Hetalia access powers.
Here, I'll just give you the spelling in chat.
Okay. Oh wow. This is like a Nazi mech movie.
It's Nazi Voltron.
Yeah, it's just a World War II movie, but like America, like all of the factions have their own mechs, and it's just replayed. What if mechs happened also? World War II style.
It's Nazi Power Rangers. They summon the Megazord by combining the different countries. Italy's the legs.
Yeah, there's the boots.
It's got the high heel boots and everything.
Oh.
When they get in the Megazord, the Power Rangers are just served pasta. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm taking this over by mistake.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Why does the studio sound so Did we do something by? You may not know, Brandon, but did we do something by Studio Dean? Oh, Junji Ito.
They did it. They are also the ones that did the original Fate Stay Night movie from '06.
Okay, so we might have
Actually, no, they did the series. They did the first Fate Stay Night series. That's right.
the one that's not that good.
The one that's a weird amalgamation of all the routes at once.
Oh, I think you remember telling me about that.
Yeah, I mentioned it a while ago. Like, it's not bad, it's just not the actual plot.
Okay, Ryan, you were 20% right. This
Oh, nice.
is a comedy historical anime based
Ah.
around World War II,
Oh, nice.
where every country.
So hold on. Can I cut you off for a second?
Sure.
Just Orion, you remember the books that Brandon loves to read about, like, the weird personification of stupid concepts that like to be gay with each other?
I think so.
That's this anime basically with countries.
Except they're not gay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if
Not
I
gay.
agree with that, considering all the shit I've seen from this.
They're totally not gay, I swear.
France? Okay, France?
Okay.
Totally
So
gay.
far, you're not.
What
All
about
right.
Italy and the Roman Empire?
Yeah, that's 3 for.
Italy and the Holy Roman
Dang.
Empire. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. And that's not even including all the stuff that's considered, fan created. I've seen way too much horse shit from that area to not say that that's the case.
Okay, let's dial that back and say there could be gay relationships between these countries.
I mean, considering the lack of women countries, I feel like it's undeniable that it's going to go there at some point.
I did hear a lot of female countries get brought up in later seasons.
That's great. They're not here now.
Right.
And these countries got to get themselves off somehow.
This is a very short anime. I believe this was started as a web series based on a web comic. Each episode is about 5 minutes long, and
Oh.
there are currently about 130 some episodes,
Holy shit.
with a 7th season that just started April 1st of this year, 2021.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie. I don't remember much from this because there's like no plot.
Yeah, it's kind of slice of lifey, which you don't really like, Brandon.
Because everything seems to just blur together, honestly. And especially with this one, where half the time is just the same thing again. And honestly, I don't feel like a lot of the jokes land too well. Like, I think I laughed twice at this the entire time I watched it. One of which was good. Drunk Britain was very funny. I enjoyed Drunk Britain.
I did chuckle at some points, but not like, this really wasn't hilarious to me, but I found this more interesting because it's
Oh, go ahead. Good thought.
kind of like Cells at Work. This does have a slight educational component to it, because every now and then I'm like, oh wait, that's real? And then I look it up, I'm like, wait, that actually happened.
So this is where you and I are going to have a problem. Or I should say I'm going to have a problem. It's because there's a narrator that pops in and says certain facts, or there's like text. I was going to say kanji, but like text that tells you, oh, here's a fact that happened. while not really showing you anything to do with that thing happening. And yeah, that's kind of interesting, but like the actual show doesn't seem to have anything really historical going on. Like I'm trying to understand, like, look, we get to a point where like we're reusing the same fight animation about a dozen times where it's like, oh man, the allies are here, we're great, China, go fucking fuck them up. And then China goes in and starts swinging at like Russia or Italy or Germany, take your pick. Sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's not. And then fucking for some reason the ghost of the Roman Empire shows up, or the ghost of Rome, I should say specifically, shows up on a fucking boat strumming a fucking guitar or whatever and singing, and I don't fucking understand what this is meant to be.
Grandpa Rome.
I don't fucking understand what's happening at that point. Like, is this referencing something? Is this meant to be a joke? Because it's not a good joke.
You say it doesn't. I honestly think it might have happened only 4 or 5 times.
It feels like way more. It feels like a hell of a lot more. And I want to say it's because at least 3 of those were directly in a row.
Maybe because there's usually 2 small stories in each episode, some of which flow between episodes. Like, I think the first 4, there is the introduction story arc that takes the 2 chunks.
Well, like it. No, go ahead. I'll hit a different.
I was just going to like just go through some of them.
Well, can I like peg some things then?
Okay.
The other problem is all the characters are the same one-note joke. America's an asshole. Britain tries to be cool but is dull as shit. Fucking France is gay as hell, or at least super effeminate. You have fucking China, who's just obnoxious and obsessed with himself. Russia, who's just planning on destroying everyone while being quiet right now. Fucking Japan, who's just, oh, I am a very, very self-centered and think of myself, and you're getting it too close. You're way too affectionate toward me. You got fucking Germany, who's just up his own ass with military shit. And then you have cowardly Italy, who's just obsessed with pasta and running away. It's the same one-note joke characters.
And the thing,
there's no growth. There's no, like, they're funny for the first couple of episodes, like maybe the first 10, and then the jokes just kind of dry up.
And the thing is, I watched it with the English dub.
You and me both. I will not get into like shitting on the voice cast. I enjoyed the voice cast for what they did. I don't think that saved the script.
Mostly because we couldn't find it anywhere else than...
Well, I found Japanese, but like the quality was garbage.
Yeah, it was only like 360.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was bad. It was potato.
But one thing that I found interesting was the accents, that they did some pretty decent accents for each country of origin.
Yeah, the voice work was good. Granted, things like Sweden and some of the other ones, I'm just like, I don't know if that's accurate, but sure, whatever. Like Austria, I have no idea if that was accurate.
And in the Japanese dub, they don't really do that much accents, and that's why I more chose the American dub for the English dub.
I don't know if that's accurate to say, just because it's a different language, and for them the accents might be different compared to what we would expect accents to be. Like that's just where I'm sitting on it. It's just depending on where they're from and what they know. It strikes us because we're American. No shit. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I would say if you do want to watch this, I would recommend the English version, just because it's going to hit you better with that if you speak English.
Ryan, do you have any questions about this?
So does it follow like a main character or
Uh,
Not really.
well,
just like a group of them?
It's the group of the main characters that you would, or
Okay.
the main countries you would expect from World War One.
Do they have
Two.
names or they just are called their
They're
country
literally just called their countries.
names? Okay.
except I believe the writer of it was asked if they had regular names, what would they be? And he said, like, oh, these aren't canon, but. And he just gave a list of names to all, like, the main 12.
America's
Hmm.
name is Jimmy Joe Bob.
But if anything, the main characters are Italy, Germany, and Japan, with the allies being like the secondary main characters.
See, here's something I'm really disappointed
Mm.
by. All right, and I get it. This is a 5-minute like episodes. You can't have a lot of animation. You got a real tight budget. I would have loved just one scene where they showed up on that cliff and they did Ginyu Force poses just for the memes. That would have been fun. But no, we have to reuse the same recycled animation shit. Yeah, I don't know. I did not like that. Don't get me wrong. There are some interesting points in this, in just the social commentary of what these countries are like. But then you get to the actual comedy portion, and it feels like it just kind of falls apart.
Oh, by the way, I just looked. Unofficially, America's name is Alfred Jones.
They
That
weren't
feels
too far
way
off.
that feels way too professional for what he is.
Yeah.
Because America's just an asshole. Which I'm not going to say is inaccurate.
What about his younger brother, Canada?
I don't even think that would be right, though, right? Like, I don't even think Canada would be considered a younger brother. To America, at least, right? Like, to me, it makes more sense that it would be French. Because France is the one that established Canada.
Right.
Like, if nothing else, that should be France's younger brother. If that's the way we're going with this.
And they supposedly have families here, even though they're countries.
Yeah, because it clearly doesn't make any sense. It also doesn't really explain the idea of like, well, then where do countries come from? They just exist.
Well, duh.
One day they just exist.
I got a pop-up ad with audio. Could you just say that again?
I said countries just come into existence. Like, fucking, they find America just randomly in the wild.
Yes, yes.
Like, they don't explain where they come from or anything like that. There's no real plot. There's no references to how World War One started in any way, shape, or form. It's just, oh, we just don't like these guys. Fuck it, let's beat them up.
Yeah, no.
There's no explanation as to how the Allies came together at all. I want to say the first episode we see America where they're like, here's our war plan, and I just swing in because I'm the hero. And it's like, well, yeah, that's decent social commentary because America's an asshole and thinks it's the center of the world.
Right.
Like, that's good social commentary. That I can be like, all right, that's not funny, but hey, that's a good point. I can get behind that. Whereas, like, you actually try to do comedy, and I feel like 90% of the time it falls on its face.
And
Again, best part of the entire series is just drunk Britain. That's it.
and
There's the constant joke about bland food from Britain as well.
Oh yeah. And I was just checking my notes, and one historical thing that they do try to explain with humanized countries is France wanting to marry Britain, and that is based on a 1956 event in which the French Prime Minister wanted to enter a political union with England.
So what? By getting in bed with the Queen, or
I don't have like the full description in front of me now, but I know they wanted to. Oh, I forget what it was really. about, but it was something like joining England in some. I actually think it may have been an early version of the EU or something like that. Oh, and one interesting thing, these do have Christmas specials. The hilarious part was they were released in August.
Well, actually,
Wow.
here's a segment that was in there. America cleaning out its backwater, like its packed in closet, right, or basement or whatever. Where it's like, oh man, I gotta go look at these things and reminisce about the olden days, like back in the Civil War, or not the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, where I wanted to leave England. And it's like, all right, cool. Let's just ignore the whole slavery thing. Like, you got plenty of dark past, America. We could dredge up any one of these things. You chose the one that actually makes you look like a hero, maybe. Although that in itself could technically be social commentary as well, where it's like America only wants to remember the good shit, doesn't want to think about the bad shit ever.
But like I said, this is just the first 52 of over 130 at this point, so they may have had some stuff dealing with slavery down the line in later episodes.
Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, well, I should say, like you said, we only did the first 52 episodes of Axis Powers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just sitting here like, there's a lot more you could have picked at here, which, again, there's the argument to be made that this falls into America just ignoring the dark shit and only remembering the actual times where it was a good thing what it did.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do find it funny that it didn't show him just throwing tea around or something stupid.
Maybe in later seasons. This was based on a webcomic that became, I believe it's currently in Shonen Jump. Yes, it is. The webcomic was from 2006 to 2013, and the webcomic called Hetalia World Stars started in September 2014 and is still going on now as of April 2021.
Damn.
So I will say they won't have much to run out of for a while now, because I believe it's been 4 or 5 years since the last web season was. So
I've got to ask, actually, if we would watch the most recent Hetalia stuff that has aired, can I ask if America has said things like, I have the biggest hands in the world, and I had a great deal for you, Britain. Really good deal. I know exactly what I want to sell you.
Oh no, I don't know.
I feel like there needs to be some stupid ass reference in some lines to like previous presidents. I feel like that should happen in a series like this.
And from what I looked at, because I did look at later seasons, the first 100 episodes came out like 1 week after another. So the following series, seasons 3 and 4, came out immediately after Access Powers ended, with season 5 and 6 happening 2 and 4 years later. And then was a 5-year gap, and now season 7, finally called Hetalia World Stars as well. Wait, there was a movie? How can you do a movie of this?
It's easy. You go into the theater, you sit down, you see the intro start up, and then you shoot yourself. That way you never have to experience it, and they can keep claiming it's a movie.
Paint it white. It deals with aliens. Huh.
Clearly historical.
I might have to watch that sometime.
I will say, if they do an Ancient Alien special with that, it'd be hilarious.
Yes?
I want to see the ancient alien guy with the cork board behind him with the strings, just being like, "I know this," or like it's America, just like, "I got this. I got an area for these guys."
All in all, I will say this is pretty good. I would maybe say like B minus for this. Like maybe if it was longer, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. But since each sketch is relatively short, I think like that's part of the fun of it. That just short punchy jokes. Okay, next event.
Hmm.
No, it's definitely a D plus for me, and it only keeps itself out of being an F from the social commentary. It's not funny. The characters are one note. I should also agree that yes, the only other saving grace is that it's short and you don't have to put up with it long. Like, I cannot recommend this to anyone unless they're just morbidly curious. Like, again, if this was me looking at this, I'd say crank up the social commentary and keep the comedy a little more down. Because clearly the person writing this did not know how to do comedy, at least at this point. It was not good jokes. I'm sorry.
If he is the writer or they're getting stuff, okay, maybe they got stuff from his early work because when season 1 came out, the manga as a whole was out for at least 7 years. No, wait.
Here, how about this? Give me one of the jokes you really enjoyed out of this.
Well, I did write down
What's the first one that comes to your mind?
when Germany is trying to toughen up Italy and Japan, and Italy brings out a cat, and the cat attacks him, and Italy just tries to surrender to the cat.
I mean, I saw that, and I couldn't even crack a smile at it. I'm like, yeah, that happened.
Damn, dude.
Like,
Brandon's giving no love, dude.
I can't. It was not funny. I don't find it funny. Like, either it's because most of the literal violence was done off screen, or what, but I did not find it funny at all. Also, like, it kind of paints Germany to be a pussy, like, quite literally, because he's beaten up by a cat. Like, the whole idea is like, oh man, Germany's this big tough guy, and rather than playing into the trope that you selected, you're saying he's not now, and it's not even a clever way of subverting the trope. It's just, oh, there's an angry cat. Cool.
And I was wrong.
Sure.
This series started when the manga was 3 years old, so maybe his writing got better when he got picked up by Shonen Jump. So maybe.
Like I said, at this point in this series, it's not good.
That's a bummer.
I cannot honestly say that the comedy in this is good.
I could probably just imagine it, and that would be pretty close.
It's just kind of all that happened. There you go.
If it wasn't as slifey, would you enjoy it a little bit more, do you think?
What, you mean like they actually started looking at the plot of World War One?
No, if it had a little bit more of a, like, plot rather than slice of life.
Isn't that what I just said?
Maybe, like, if they dealt with more World War... You keep saying World War One. This is World War Two.
I swore you said this was World War One. No, it goes through... no, it does. It is World War One. It goes through them, actually. Like, it goes through the time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it ends by World War Two, but it starts with World War One, and even prior to that, technically, if you count the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yes, if they dealt with more actual historical events than just Grandpa Rome's ghost randomly flying around. Like, the only thing I can even think at this point that makes any goddamn sense in this is that, oh, All these countries are all trying to chase after what Rome used to be. And that's it. That's the only kind of commentary I can pull from this.
Oh, and one other thing that I learned during this, I learned about Sealand.
I'll be fair, that one was interesting. I did not know Sealand was a thing. And that's because everybody else tries to ignore it.
I believe. Actually, I'm going to look it up now so I don't sound like an idiot.
Well, because at this point it may not even exist anymore. Who knows?
No, the Principality of Sealand is a micronation that is on a military seafort roughly 12 kilometers off the coast of Suffolk. So this,
But it's not recognized as a country.
it's a micronation. So I'm not
That's not a country.
right. I heard other micronations pop up in later seasons too.
Here we go. Literally, one of the first results is a micronation a country. Micronation is a piece of land that claims to be an independent or sovereign nation, but is not recognized by world governments. They are founded for many reasons, some as protests, some to boost tourism, and some just for fun.
Just for fun.
So quite literally, everyone just ignores that it exists.
I shouldn't be talking to you. You're not a country.
And then everyone just ignores Canada.
Yep.
Like, I'll be fair, that was decent commentary as well, because even if you look back at some of the textbooks and some of the historical like documentaries, Canada kind of just gets left in the footnotes for the most part. Like, you don't hear shit about them, even though they actually played parts in this.
So I might, down the line, eventually watch all the rest because I enjoyed it enough that I would, but not enough that I want to do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, would you have any interest in this?
Not anymore, dude. Not after Brandon fucking smashed it.
Dude, give it like 5 episodes. You'll that's like maybe a half hour of your time.
You'll get the gist of it.
You'll get the idea, and that would be the most enjoyment you'll get out of this.
Oh, and for those who don't like the art style, it gets better in seasons 5, 6. I haven't seen 7 since it wasn't out when I was watching it, but season 5,
The art
6,
style isn't. Sorry, the art. I don't feel like the art style is a problem. It's the lack of animation.
So 5 and 6 got an art upgrade, I would say. So maybe they also got an animation upgrade.
Maybe. I mean, if they got an art upgrade, they probably got more money thrown at it. So there's probably some animation in there now, rather than just lip flaps and maybe the occasional arm moving.
Anything else you want to ask about this, Ryan?
Actually, here, let me point this out. Actually, before this goes, so like literally half the time, I won't even say half the time, maybe like a quarter of the time, they just lose their bodies and they have chibi heads on like these really generic, I don't know, here's a point for a leg, here's a point for a leg, and here's 2 points for an arms. Like marshmallow bodies, I guess, is the best way to call it. It's like, man, they really didn't get a budget for this, huh?
Well, I still think it is a web series. So maybe like since it's a web series, they don't get as big of a budget as if it was a TV series. And
Well, I mean, this was also 2009, wasn't it, when this first released?
yes.
That explains a lot. Yeah, a web series would not have gotten a lot of money. I'm shocked they actually gave it any money at all.
And then season 5, The Beautiful World, was in 2013, and The World Twinkle in 2015. That's the one that got a little bit of a budget upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be interested to see what Series 7 looks like.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a pass.
Okay. That's fine, that's fine.
I'll waste my time on something more interesting.
Before we go, any other questions, Ryan?
Yeah, so like, were the countries like supposed to be teenagers or something,
No, they're adults, other than like a handful.
or?
Like I would argue that like Switzerland and whatever the fuck that other country was that was with it,
Luxembourg.
Luxembourg, that one.
No,
They're
Liechtenstein. Sorry, Liechtenstein.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't think that's right. I think that's like the capital of the Netherlands or something. Either way, those two. I would argue that they look like they're maybe 15.
Okay.
Liechtenstein
Um,
was definitely a younger teenager.
yeah, I really don't think that Switzerland is much older in that regard. It looks way younger. Most of them seem like I would say early to mid 20s.
And one thing about Liechtenstein, she's adorable.
Let's not even talk about, Russia and his many siblings.
Oh, yes.
Also, very interesting social commentary there, where it's just like the literal weight of the hand of Russia is just crushing any sense of like leaving and being your own thing. Fuck you. You're in this house. You are mine.
Mm-hmm. And
Again, good social commentary. Terrible jokes.
and did you like how China set up vacation homes in other countries, being Chinatown everywhere?
Well, I mean, what I honestly liked about China was quite literally the point where he outright says, "Oh yeah, I'm very obnoxious and only enjoy my own shit while culturally ignoring everyone else." I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Like he just comes out and says it.
And what about the final arc? Well, I use arc very loosely, about America hanging out with Japan, and it's like, hey Japan, wanna watch a movie? Oh, this movie's really scary. Oh, you like scary things, America? Play this video game. It's terrifying. And America says like, sure, this game's nothing.
I'm trying to get an idea of what game that might be referencing.
Fatal Frame, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Wait, how old is this web series?
It was from 2009.
Yeah, 2009.
Right around there.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
ended in
I mean,
2013,
Fatal Frame
so
came out in what, like 2000 something, 2002,
it could be Fatal Frame.
or 98. That was Sega, not Sega Saturn, Sega. What was that?
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. Yes, that was what it came out on, right?
The original maybe, but they've like redone and created sequels to Fatal Frame since.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I would be curious. It's meant to be a horror game, whatever it was, but
Yeah.
apparently it terrifies
Uh,
Japan, but America doesn't care.
Well, that's kind of like I mean, they make scary games all the time.
Yeah,
I think it's just that's how like Dark Souls is too. Like
I was gonna say, I guess it's just kind of like the cultural difference in there, like just commenting on that, it's being like, yeah, no, what we think is terrifying is fucking ridiculous to them, and vice versa, you know, regardless of whether it's movies or games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want a healthy dose of humorous social commentary, this is for you. I guess.
I take issue with the first part of that statement. I agree with the second part. I'm just gonna keep denying the fact that you think it's funny. I refuse. I refuse to believe this is a funny series.
Do you deny it so much you will change the Wikipedia page?
No.
I like how you were just like offended.
Well,
No.
there's a lot harder problems with that now. Like there are some serious problems with changing the Wikipedia page without permission now.
Okay.
Like if we were back in like 2009 when this series was coming out, yeah, sure, I'd do it. There's no repercussions then. There's legitimate repercussions now.
But if you could, you
If I could and get away with it, fuck yes. I would totally do that.
That's how much you think this isn't funny.
Yes. I would give them credit for like 2 jokes, and then I'd say the rest of it is not funny. Don't waste your time.
To each their own, I guess. So,
Maybe it's funny in a Japanese sense. It is not funny to me at all.
next time we will be doing a cross country racing tour, I guess.
Is that the one that I'm trying to remember? Or is this the one where we're like, I fucked up and I thought that's what it was and it wasn't?
Oh,
See? This happening again.
oh, let me just double check here.
No, you're correct. It is. It is a cross country. It is the cross country race.
Okay, oh, awesome.
Yeah, the one that we fucked up on is the one that that's the one that comes after that.
Wow. Okay, so start your engines, and we'll see you next time.
Get that steam cranking, man.
Yes.
Wait, what?
We're doing the outro.
The outro.
Look, Orion, you can come off your high horse. All right. You can stop taking in the devil's lettuce now, man.
I feel like I don't even know.
This was a wild ride, man. How'd I even get here, dude?
Goodbye.
Bye.